Hi, I'm Jacqueline Bronstein, and we're going to talk about my favorite topic, sex. So, Charla Muller, she is a woman that's been in the news lately. She gave her husband a 40th birthday present of having sex 365 days of the year. So, I saw this the other day in the news, and it got me thinking, is this a good idea? Is this a bad idea? Not so sure. I actually happen to think it's a good idea, because I think that a lot of times in relationships, sex is the first thing to go. And people make time for everything else. They'll make time to spend with their friends. They'll make time to go to dinner. They'll make time to spend with their kids. Intimacy is the first thing that generally suffers in a relationship. And I am a strong believer that intimacy is a radar for the relationship. And I do think that it's something that needs to be addressed and put effort forward, because otherwise it's something that you end up turning into roommates. If you don't prioritize having sex with your partner, you become roommates. And at the end of the day, kind of the way I view sex in that arena is the more you have it, the more you want it. The less you have it, the less you want it. It's kind of like a carb. When you cut carbs out, you don't want them anymore. But when you eat them a lot, carb feed carb.
Jacqueline, so that was really exciting to learn about sex. It's also one of my favorite topics. So tell me, what are some of the negative effects of not having sex in a relationship?
Well, I think the first thing is your partner starts to feel insecure. I think people start to feel like they're not being desired. I think it can lead to a lot of anger and hostility. I think that people will start fighting about other things, like you didn't put the laundry away, or how come you didn't pay this bill on time, when it really means how come you haven't given me a hug. It's not just sex, it's intimacy in general. It's the hug, it's the kiss.
Wait, it's not just sex?
It's not just sex.
So how would you describe the intimacy? What else can people do?
It's walking past your partner and smacking them on the butt, giving them a kiss hello in the morning, even when their breath is stinking up the room. Giving them a hug when they come home from work.
I remember something I read once that said, putting the towel in the dryer so when they get out of the shower, they have a hot towel.
Exactly. Things like that. Those thoughtful type things, those are considered intimacy moments. And I think that people neglect that often, and it shows up in other areas of the relationship, because if you're having sex with your partner, or you're having intimate moments with your partner, you're less inclined to be aggressive and angry about the minutia that happens in day-to-day life, because you know that you are connected to your partner. It's a physical connection. A kiss, a hug, sex, whatever it is, it's a physical connection.
So if you were working with a couple who was coming to therapy who were struggling with sex, what would be some things that you might say to them to help them enhance their sexual life or intimacy?
So my first rule whenever I'm talking about sex with patients that are struggling in their relationships, it's a hard, fast rule. You never reject your partner. If your partner wants sex, you give them sex. Because what ends up happening is you reject them once, they try again, you reject them the second time. The third time, they're not coming back for it again. And so then the tables switch, and now you want it, and your partner is not giving it to you, and there's resentment building, and it's anger building, and it's not good. Mm-hmm. And so I really try to make it a rule, like you do not reject your partner.
Good.
That's my take on it.
All right, thank you.